Greetings. You have your ticket? No problem, my friend. Hit the subscription button below. Come on in. Hey guys, DFG here, Gideon's Flight. Hey guys, I just want to do a quick follow-up to a video that I posted a couple of days ago. And the video was on the Salvadorian gentleman, and his daughter. Well, unfortunately, the victims, of trying to make it into the country and drowning, in the course of trying to do so. And I guess my message, was taken by some as to be offensive. And if you got offended, then you have to understand that my intent was not to offend. My intention is just speaking a perspective, my perspective. And, that's all I can really say about that in regards to how that happened. But I don't want you or anyone who's listening to my voice, listening to this, who are part of this platform, to think in any kind of way that I'm insensitive to immigrants coming into this country, illegal or legally. But in regards to the illegal immigration situation, as it relates to, how we feel, and I like to say that I'm one of many voices as it relates to the so-called African American community, the so-called black community, Hebrew Israelites are who we really are. We're not in a position to really be accountable to what goes on with illegal immigration. This is what I can say though. This country spends $110 billion a year on supporting illegal immigrants coming into this country. $110 billion, that's what it'd be. So if you extrapolate that over a 10-year period, that's over $1 trillion that this company spends for housing, Medicare, educating, etc. illegal immigrants, not immigrants who are here legally, illegal immigrants. Right now, it's approximately about 27 million illegal immigrants in the United States. That's almost the entire population of the so-called African American community right here in the United States. 27 million people. And it is copper-colored people, along with the tax of everyone else, who pays the tab for those immigrants. We pay taxes just like every other citizen in this country pay taxes. We've been paying taxes ever since there was a tax system created in America. So-called African Americans have paid taxes. So for every illegal immigrant out there who does not see us as someone who contributes to you, then you need to inform and get informed and educate yourself. Black people in this country pay taxes. Those tax dollars go to supporting illegal immigrants as well as it goes to supporting the infrastructure of this country. So yes, we do contribute to you. And you don't contribute to us. You don't contribute to us economically, and you most certainly do not contribute to us supportively. We have had many causes, and we have not seen your faces out there supporting the causes of so-called African Americans here in the United States. That's just a fact. Not only have we not seen the faces of the illegal immigrants, we have seen very few faces of legal immigrants supporting our causes, i.e. reparations. There was a survey just did recently on Hispanics, in terms of how they felt about reparations for people of color. 50% of you guys said that you did not support it. Now, how could you say something like that? Why would you say something like that? Why would you say something like this? This is not even your fight. This is our fight. And just like we have supported you on many, many fronts, your support for us is equally expected by us. But I digress. Let's talk in terms of what happened recently in the detention center the other day. We're drinking the water out of toilets. Wrong, wrong, wrong. That's sad that any ICE official would recommend someone to drink water out of the toilet. But can I tell you something else? What about in Flint, Michigan? When all of our children up in Flint, Michigan were drinking water full of lead, where were your voices? Did you stand up for us? Did you protest for us? Did you go up? Did you send water to Flint, Michigan? Did you do fundraisers to get clean water for the so-called African American children in Flint, Michigan? I'm talking to you, immigrants, legal and illegal. Did you do that? Are there any causes that you can honestly say, yes, we stood up for black people, we fight for black people? Tell me when. Because if you can't answer that question, and yet I can tell you that our tax dollars support you, your transition if you're here legally, and your infrastructure if you're here illegally. Our tax dollars are just like white tax dollars. Our money is green. We spend the same money they spend. We pay the same taxes that they spend. We don't get a tax break. So if we're using our money to support you, where's your voices to support us? And then when you have a cause, we'll stand with you if you stand with us in our cause. But you haven't. And you know you haven't. I don't know why. Is it fear or just, I don't know what your rationale is. Maybe you look down upon us too. Maybe you lighter-skinned Hispanics. Maybe you are prejudiced as well. We don't know that. We don't know how you treat the darker colored people in your country. If you're a light-skinned Puerto Rican, maybe you're prejudiced against dark-skinned Puerto Ricans. If you're a light-skinned Mexican, maybe you demonstrate against dark-skinned Mexicans in your country. We don't know that. We're not there to validate that. But rumor says you do. And I'll be honest with you, expecting people of color with all of the challenges that we have in the United States, with all the brutality, the injustice, all of the social issues that we have, mass incarceration included, expecting us to be able to drop what we're doing to come to your defense is like a man who can't, swim in the middle of the ocean worrying about a man who can't swim in the bathtub. It's not practical. But do we have a beef with you? No. Do I have a beef with you? Absolutely do not. But to get upset with me for speaking the truth and saying to you clearly that, the immigration issue is a serious issue. And yes, it does take away from programs that would be here to support those who are here legally, as well as those who are being deprived of the benefits and have been deprived of benefits here as tax-paying citizens for 400 plus years. But again, we haven't come out against you. We haven't attacked you. All we have done is said, we want reparations. We want to be treated fairly. We want to be compensated, for all of the damage that's been done to us, that is still being done to us, and all the damage that has been done to our ancestors. I don't think that's unreasonable. And I think if the shoe was on the other foot, you would feel the exact same way. The exact same way. And if we were in your country legally or illegally, I think you would expect us to support you in causes that are just and fair and consistent with what is the right thing to be doing to any human being, naturally right. So getting upset with me because of a video I did in regards to, in my opinion, again, a decision that put him and his daughter at risk. I mean, what did you want me to say? Oh, poor guy, it's so sad. How could we ever let that happen? Well, I'm not going to say that. I'm not about to say that. I'm going to say what I said before. We have to make decisions, and we got to live with the decisions that we make and the consequences that go along with that. But again, when you start looking at, people drinking out of the toilet, this is all over the television right now. But when we were talking about what happened to those children in Flint, Michigan, who were drinking lead water, all those officials who were exonerated, no one got held accountable. Nobody got held accountable for that. Some of those kids are retarded today, mentally, regressive, I guess is a better word. I guess, because I know retarded is not politically correct anymore. But mentally damaged because of that water. Some of these people were having miscarriages because of that water. And again, I don't remember, hearing this big old outcry from the Hispanic community. I didn't even remember hearing from the white community, to be honest with you. There were a few white advocates who got involved in it, but it was pretty much the black people who were shouting out and protesting and asking for accountability. And it was other black organizations that were supporting Flint, Michigan. So when you look at our position in terms of what has happened to us versus what has happened to you, again, it's like the man, who's in the ocean who can't swim, worrying about the guy that's in the bathtub who can. We've got bigger problems, my friend. Again, and that's no disrespect to you. I understand your frustration. I understand, that you're trying to escape, poverty and all the things that may be going on in your country. But guess what, my friend? We've been dealing with those problems in the United States for over 400 years. I mean, you guys heard some of those other videos. I mean, the police are still shooting at us indiscriminately for no reason outside of being, you know, black in America. Guilty for being black. And there's 7 out of 10% whites who walk away with and have no problem with police brutality against people of color. Their attitude, they must have done something wrong. Yeah, we see time and time after again, police officers pulling guns on young black men. And matter of fact, the most recent one, you know, on the radio saying, he's got a gun, and you can see the guy did not have a gun. Waiting for the guy to make any kind of move so he could kill the young man. Hispanics, where are you? We didn't hear you. You know what I'm saying? Where are you? Leave a note in my comment section telling me where I can go to your YouTube channels and hear you talking about the injustices that are happening to us. That way I'll feel more compelled to come on, out on your defense for the injustices that you feel that are happening to you. But again, people of color are not your problem. People of color are really your friend. Because we could very, very easily say, don't come in our communities, don't come in our neighborhoods. We don't want you there. But that's not been our attitude towards you. And you know it. Most black people are very embracing, so-called black people, very embracing, you know, to Latinos and Mexicans and Hispanic people. You know it. We're not your enemy. But at the same time, have you shown yourself to be our friend? Because I'm going to say it to you like this, until you do, then you should not expect much from us. We've already given you everything that we can give you. We've given you friendship. You know, we pay our tax dollars into the support that you get, again, at $110 billion per year. Yet you won't stand up for us for reparations. $110 billion a year to illegal immigrants, that is reparations. Yet, black people, if we ask for any type of compensation, you know what I'm saying, restitution, then somehow or another, you know, we're a bunch of lazy, shiftless, excuse my word, my loving brothers and sisters, niggers. When we've been the hardest working people that ever walked on this doggone continent. From picking cotton to chopping down tobacco to chopping down cane, sugar cane. Cleaning up your homes, you know, cleaning up your stores, working as arteries in your hospitals, taking care of your elderly, the old and sickly white. Most of those old and sickly white have black caregivers who treat them better than some of their own children treat them. So when you come at us with this hatred and come at us with this bitterness, don't expect us to sit down quietly and, you know, and laugh as though we're tickled. Because to us, you know, that's a hell of a price to have be paid, and yet when it comes down to asking for something in return that is just and fair, to get told, hell no, y'all don't deserve a damn thing. So that's my position on this. Again, to all of you immigrants, I have no issue with you. Your problems are your problems. I understand your problems. But trust me, we have bigger problems. And we would appreciate a little thank you from you guys every now and then, saying, you know what, so-called black American, the one thing we can say about you guys, you have never been adversarial towards us. And thank you for supporting us with your tax dollars. And in many cases, welcome us into your communities without any bias. I mean, a simple thank you would be okay. All right, we would appreciate that. So again, you know, do you hate me because I tell you the truth? Would you feel better if I lied to you? I think some of you guys probably would, but I'm not. It's called integrity. And I work hard to try to have some integrity. Love you guys. Thanks for listening. Share this video. Subscribe to the channel. I would appreciate it. Okay? All right, guys. Talk to you next time. DFG, Gideon's Flight. Bye.